Where has time gone? It didn't seem like a long time ago when we were young and free. In the blink of an eye, we are married, our kids have grown up, and it's time to plan for our retirement. We go through life day after day, and how many of us actually pause to make plans for a time where we can finally stop working for a living? Gone were those days when we birth out 10 children in hopes that at least one of them will make it in life and have the heart to provide financial support to us in our old age as we raise them in the Asian customs of filial piety. As our society evolves, we should strive to be self-sufficient so that we do not burden our children as a sandwich generation, having to juggle the act of supporting their parents, raising children, and coping with their personal expenses. And since Singapore, along with Zurich, are ranked the most expensive city in the world in 2023, with a higher cost of living and higher life expectancy, it is ever more so that one should consider if he will have enough to last for his lifetime. According to the research on successful aging, only about 22% of the respondents reported having a robust retirement plan, while the rest only have a partial or no retirement plans. Hi, my name is Shani. In this video, I'm going to share insights on how you can generate retirement income in this most expensive city. Part 1. Government intervention, the CPF. Some people love it, others hate it. CPF is a compulsory savings and pension plan for working Singaporeans and permanent residents. It is primarily used to fund our retirement, healthcare, education and housing needs in Singapore, a similar version of the 401k scheme in the US. A little history here. CPF was first introduced in 1955 under the British colonial government and has since undergone numerous significant changes, such as the creation of special account for retirement in 1977, liberalization to allow funds to be used for housing in 1981, the creation of Medisave account for medical bill in 1984. Following that, there are more changes made to the CPF in the late 80s and 90s, and more significantly in 2014 when the CPF LIFE annuity plan was first introduced. Earlier this year, changes such as increment in enhanced retirement sum and the closure of special account once you reach 55 have caused some concerns amongst CPF members, as they will no longer be able to earn higher interest on savings that can be withdrawn easily, essentially using SA as a high-yield savings account. This is especially so for the CPF rich members who believe in the 1M65 concept, a street strategy for couples to save $1 million in their CPF accounts by the age of 65. The CPF comprises of three main accounts: the ordinary, special and Medisave accounts for members below the age of 55. Money in the OA is growing at a rate of 2.5% per annum and can be used for funding of housing and education, while money in the SA and MA are growing at a rate of 4.05% per annum and used for retirement and medical purposes respectively. Upon reaching the age of 55, a fourth account, the retirement account, will be created as members opt for one of the three CPF retirement schemes: the basic, full or enhanced retirement sum for a lifelong monthly payout, also known as the CPF LIFE. It is an annuity program that provides its member with a monthly payout for as long as they live. This is to ensure that they don't run out of money during their golden years. For members who turn 55 in 2025, the contribution sum for BRS is set at approximately $100,000 for a monthly payout of approximately $900 from the age of 65. As for FRS, it is 2 times of BRS at approximately $200,000 for a monthly payout of approximately $1,700. And lastly, the ERS. From 2025 onwards, this will be increased to 4 times that of BRS with a contribution sum of $426,000 for a monthly payout of about $3,330. This is for members who wish to receive a higher payout. While this may sound attractive, however, one should consider a few things when it comes to the selection of this retirement scheme. Firstly, this is a one-way ticket. Once the contribution is made, This sum of money is locked in the CPF system until one passes on. This reduces your liquidity, and what if you are in need of money for unforeseen medical bills and expenditure? Next, this retirement sums increases yearly to cope with the high cost of living and life expectancy. If you are below the age of 55, consider how much more money you will have to lock away permanently in this CPF system. Also, interest earned on CPF Life premium is not included as part of the amount paid to your beneficiary when you pass away. This means that this scheme truly benefits those who live a long life and disadvantages one who is short-lived. As our world changes and evolves, there will likely be more changes to CPF in the future. Though this can help us save for retirement, however, it is too blunt an instrument to meet the needs of everyday individual. After all, we all have different visions and goals for what we would like to achieve with our money. And since life is extremely unpredictable, wouldn't it be more helpful if you have more control and flexibility over your hard-earned money? Alright, moving on to part 2, building up a personal retirement portfolio. Apart from the mandatory public retirement scheme, one should consider preparing for retirement outside of the CPF system to keep your control and flexibility of your hard-earned money. There are many good ways to create passive income outside of CPF, and I'm going to break down the 4 most common strategies used by investors to create a retirement income. The first common strategy, cash instrument. Fixed deposit rates are approximately 3.5%. T-bills at the latest auction are about 3.8%. While these cash instruments are somewhat safe and give you some flexibility, the disadvantages are if you sell before stated tenure, you may not receive interest prorated or not. And moreover, cash barely provides you a return above inflation over the long run. You at most are only preserving your capital from depreciation. Common strategy 2, bonds. Bonds can generate income through fixed coupon payments and potentially act as a stabilizer to a portfolio during a market downturn. However, many bond investors tend to focus only on yield when allocating to bonds. As such, they tend to allocate more to the high yield and emerging market bonds as they offer higher coupon rates. Since there is no free lunch, these high yield bonds have a high correlation to equities and experience similar risks and losses equal to the equities instead of acting as a stabilizer. Another disadvantage of bond is that there is no inflation protection on your investment, meaning no capital gain. Apart from fixed coupon payments, when a bond matures, you are returned the same principal amount you put in 10 years ago. Common strategy 3, dividend paying stocks and REITs. This is a very common strategy where investors look for high dividend payers and REITs for income. However, higher yielding dividend stocks pose concentration risks and losses becomes magnified during times of market stress as they selectively overweight to certain sectors. Another issue is that companies can cut or stop dividends during cash flow problems. This happened during the 2020 pandemic when earnings took a hit and companies had to drastically scale back dividends in order to preserve cash. And REITs may be a favorite for its ability to provide high yields without having to own an actual real estate. However, a disadvantage of REITs is that it has a close correlation to equities market as well, which mirrors the equities market movement, very unlike the physical real estate, which moves slower due to its illiquidity. Also, you are putting all your eggs in one basket. The real estate sector generally makes up only 2% or less of what can be invested in most countries. Having the bulk of your money in REITs means that you are limiting your opportunities by concentrating your wealth in a very small area of the market. The last common strategy, the total returns approach. This, in my opinion, is the best option amongst the 4. It generates income from capital gains through the rise of equity prices in addition to yield from coupons and dividends. A total returns approach can be customized to meet your needs by designing a portfolio with an appropriate asset allocation based on factors such as your risk appetite, time horizon, and desired payout. This allows you to have a better control and flexibility in terms of the quantum and timing of your withdrawal, in contrast to the other dividend-paying strategies where you do not have a control over your payouts, since companies decide the amount and period of when dividends are paid. And as mentioned earlier, these dividends can be cut or withheld during a market downturn. Also, the total return approach is a more diversified approach which allows you to capture returns from all sectors and countries around the world instead of being narrowly focused on one. With diversity, this will then reduce your risk and volatility as it will hold up better during market shocks. That said, there is no one-size-fits-all solution. While CPF Life is deemed as a reliable source for retirement income by many, however, we can never predict how this scheme evolves as our society changes. It is then more prudent to seek out alternative income outside of the CPF system from our personal investments that is well designed to meet all of our needs and life situations considered. So this is my take on how people can plan for their retirement in this most expensive city. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to find out which habit can help you retire faster, click on the button below. Remember to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!